I've been hearing a lot of chatter about the PlayStation Classic since it was announced
last week.
Yeah. And
annoying song and all.
No, actually, no one else has complained about the song. Apparently, just us.
Maybe our ears are messed up. Maybe everyone else here's right.
Maybe we're the snobs.
I mean, I see that in the mirror sometimes.
I'm looking now.
That was very sad. Anyways, yeah, chatter. What's the chatter about?
Yeah, the chatter is, of course, PlayStation Classic. A lot of people are talking about, well, what games is this going to come with? We know the 5 that they've announced.
There's 15 left, right?
There are 15 left, right? So the 5 that they have announced are Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Tekken 3, Ridge Racer Type 4, and the 5th one.
Did you say the racing one?
Wild Arms.
Oh.
Yeah, which is another RPG.
What's it called?
Wild Arms.
Not to be confused with the new Nintendo Switch game where you go like... Whoosh.
Arms.
there's arms and there's
this
wild
is the
arms.
sequel, which came out like 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
No, so those are the 5 that have been announced to be on it. So yeah, we got 15 left, and everyone is coming together with their dream lists of remaining games that are coming on it. Oddly enough, no one else wants Final Fantasy 8 or even 9. Okay, well, I'm cool with it. You're just admitting that 7 is the best one anyway, so
yeah,
there you go. But a couple of franchises have been mentioned by some people as there's no way they're going to include these on the PlayStation Classic, which is kind of baffling to me. So people are saying there's going to be, in their opinion, no Crash Bandicoot game, no Spyro the Dragon game, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night is not going to be on it either. And those are PlayStation mainstays. Okay? Like, Crash Bandicoot was like the Mario of PlayStation. Right. Think of Spyro as like the Banjo-Kazooie of PlayStation. Like, except, they still have a good relationship.
Wait, Banjo-Kazooie, was that in N64?
N64 made by Rare.
Okay, yeah.
Rare was a second-party developer during the N64 days, and then Microsoft bought them, and then there was never ever going to be another Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo system.
So there's not like a Banjo-Kazooie for the DS?
No.
Ooh, I want to play it so bad.
I think there's one on the Game Boy Advance.
Are there 3 Banjo-Kazooies?
Huh?
Are there 3 or is it 2?
Technically just 2.
Okay.
The third one, Nuts and Bolts for the 360, is...
The JonTron video. I remember it well. Yeah.
JonTron, you have invaded our podcast for the last time.
It's true. Yeah. No, but I think it's ridiculous that people are saying it so definitively that they don't think if people are saying that Spyro and Banjo-Kazooie won't Crash Bandicoot won't be on there.
Right. So it's Crash, Spyro, and Symphony of the Night, the Castlevania game, are like the 3 that I've heard. And the reasons are we just had the Crash Bandicoot games remastered in the Insane trilogy. Spyro the Reignited trilogy is about to come out. These are games coming out on PS4. And we've also just had announced next month we're going to have a Symphony of the Night re-release come out on the PlayStation 4. So they're basically saying there's no way these titles are going to come on the PlayStation Classic. And I think that's a really weak argument, and that's not correct to say at all.
Steven, these people, they called up PlayStation. They know, okay? No, here's my argument, I guess, for Crash Bandicoot. The reason that Nintendo can't not have that on there is because if they don't have Crash Bandicoot on there, I don't consider buying it. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way.
Oh, I think so.
Like that, we talked about it a while ago. Like, I was excited. I was like, ooh, if they have all those games on there, I'll probably buy it down the road. Like, I don't see myself, like, even if it does have those 3, buying it, like, close to release.
Right.
Maybe, like, a few years from now. Hopefully, it'll still be around. And if it turns out that it's not going to be, I don't know, maybe I will buy it sooner. But, like, yeah, that would be my main draw. I really want to play those 3 games because I've heard so much about them, and I'm not going to get a PlayStation 4 so I can play
just to play
Crash Bandicoot. So, like, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of see it that way, and Sony should know that. Like...
Well, and here's the thing. I think that the thing that they're missing is why should they consider anything about what's happening on the PlayStation 4? That's its own platform and its own thing going on. You could make the argument that they why did they do the Crash Bandicoot remastered games? You could buy all three of those games for cheaper digitally on PlayStation 3 and the Vita and the PSP. Or same thing goes for Spyro the Dragon. Same thing goes for Symphony of the Night. Those games have all been re-released before.
Well, and then you made the point with the NES Classic with Mario.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, the NES Classic with Mario. All three Mario games we have remakes of where they were released as Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, and they were remade to have a similar look to Super Mario World.
Right.
And what versions of the games are still re-released today? The original NES versions. Yeah. So, but not only that, like, look at what Nintendo did with the NES and Super NES Classic. They released those systems with all these games that are on their virtual console across the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS. Right. Now, the Wii Virtual Console is in the process of shutting down and not being available. You still have the Wii U and you still have the 3DS.
Right.
And they have a lot of those games available for download. So you could make the same argument, be like, NES Classic's not going to have Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 because you can download them now, and they don't want to, what's the term they use? They don't want to cannibalize the sales of those individual games. Well, they did it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think you have to, like, PlayStation has to look at an audience looking to buy, like the audience looking to buy the PlayStation Classic that don't have, the people that don't have a PS4, like I just said. Like,
yeah,
I would be interested in it for those old games, and I don't.
And that's the other thing that I think that people who are making this prediction are missing. This is not for you. This classic system, these classic systems are for two people, collectors and people who don't currently have a PlayStation, but if you gave them the option to buy one for $100 that comes with 20 games, they would buy it in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to look at the flip side of it too. Like, if someone has a PlayStation 4 and they've got the Crash Bandicoot, the new one that's out. Is it even out yet?
Crash Bandicoot
that came out.
It's
a Spyro one that's not out.
Spyro is going to come out in November.
So they get both of those or something, and then this comes out and it has the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, maybe a Spyro game on it. They're going to be like, oh, that's a waste of 4 slots. I'm not going to get it. Like, I can't really see that happening either. So it's like,
right.
I don't know.
To me, it's such a strange left field argument, especially since considering the Classic is going to come with the original PlayStation controllers, the non-DualShock, no analog stick controllers. I believe Sony has confirmed that no other type of controller will work for them. Like, you can't just plug in a DualShock 3 or 4 through the USB ports on it and it'll just work. So that kind of shoots down that idea. They still could release just extra, like a DualShock controller that'll work specifically for this. But there's one game in particular that everyone keeps bringing up. Ape Escape actually is a game that required the right analog stick to do most of the, like, your main attack.
Did you say all the Crash Bandicoot games you need DualShock?
You don't technically need them for any of them.
You don't have to have them.
You don't have to have them. No. Okay. It was really good on 3 though, just because of the different vehicles you would do. It used the thumbsticks really well, but there's plenty of, they still work just fine,
right,
with the normal controllers. So you're not going to get Ape Escape, which is like a Sony owned franchise. You're going to need to put something else in its place. And I don't see them foregoing having no Crash, no Spyro, and not having Symphony of the Night on there. Yeah, that doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. And no other company, I don't think, has been like, well, we don't want to cannibalize sales of this by having this available. It's like, if you want to play, if you want to play Symphony of the Night, the new version that's coming out on PS4, that comes out in October. That's going to come out like a full 5 or 6 weeks in front of the PlayStation Classic. You're not going to be like, well, I'm buying the Classic, so I'll just wait. I'll just wait for that. No, you're probably going to get both of them. Mm-hmm. So the arguments are weak. I don't see why I'm seeing them all over the place. So I definitely think we're going to have at least one Crash, one Spyro. We may even have both trilogies on there. You never know. And we're definitely going to get Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Yeah,
I suppose only speculation at this point. So
right, but very good speculation.
Yes.
Speculate yourselves in the comments below.